As we've reported, the time to evacuate is now if you haven't already. And WBOC's Jeremy Tucker has been following the storm. Jeremy has more from eastern Sussex County.
Conditions are quickly deteriorating here in eastern Sussex County. We're in Milton in what used to be somebody's yard. Now it appears to be a river. Torrential rains continue to fall here. 6 inches of standing water in a lot of places here. Obviously, flooding is going to be a huge concern during Hurricane Irene as it comes up the coast. We're in a parking lot right now, and again, you can see it's completely covered with water. And this is just the beginning of the storm, mind you. We're expecting this for at least 8 or 12 more hours. A lot of damage can be expected through here, and perhaps flooding may be worse than the wind damage. Now, we have seen some minor wind damage here in Milton. A couple of trees have fallen down, limbs, but obviously things will get much worse as the day goes on. Reporting in Milton, I'm Jeremy Tucker, WBOC News, Sussex County.
Some of the worst conditions we saw were in Rehoboth Beach, where Jeremy Tucker has been braving the elements.
What a difference a couple of hours can make here in Rehoboth Beach. Earlier this afternoon, winds were calm, barely any rain, and now we're seeing significantly worse conditions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk past the big building we have here to show you how things change the minute you walk past the high rises here. The wind is probably blowing 60 miles an hour, maybe a little harder. It's very hard for me to stand against the power of the wind right now. As I look at some of the high rises, I can see windows blowing out of the buildings, even some of the windows that have been lit up. Obviously a dangerous situation here. The ocean behind me is rising quickly towards the dunes, and that's a point of major concern where if the water comes over the dunes, major flooding will happen in Rehoboth. Businesses and homes could be severely damaged or destroyed. So the bottom line right now, high winds, heavy rain, the conditions are getting much worse when compared to an hour or two ago, when they're only going to get worse from here. Reporting in Rehoboth Beach, I'm Jeremy Tucker, WBOC News, Sussex County.
Our reporter Jeremy Tucker is live outside in these harsh winds in Rehoboth Beach. He's been reporting deteriorating conditions there all evening. And Jeremy, we hear you're having just a hard time standing outside.
Good evening, everyone. You know, what a difference a couple of hours can make here at Rehoboth Beach. 2 or 3 hours ago, very little rain, winds maybe 30 miles an hour. Right now, winds maybe 60 miles an hour. We're being blocked by a high-rise building now. I'm going to attempt to stand back and show you the full force of the wind here in Rehoboth, probably 50 to 60 miles an hour, maybe even blowing more than that. Looking up and down the boardwalk, this place is essentially a ghost town. Behind us, the ocean, we see waves perhaps 6, 7, 10 feet tall. The storm surge is coming up. The water is very close to the dunes right now, but not up to the boardwalk. And of course, that is the main concern here, flooding over the dunes and damaging businesses. Now I'm going to try and walk over and show you some of the other damage here in Rehoboth. Because the winds are blowing so strong, some of the windows and some of the high-rise buildings have started to blow out. And obviously it's very hard to stand right now. Because there's so much rain and so much wind, there's also severe flooding in parts of Rehoboth where some of the drains cannot simply keep up with the demands of the rain. So you can see 1.5 meters underwater here. And this is the scene we're seeing all over Rehoboth and Lewis. It's hard to get reports of significant damage right now, but certainly there must be some. And because the storm is just coming up the coast, we can only imagine that things are only going to get a lot worse. So again, an amazing change in the past 2 or 3 hours from a storm that didn't seem so bad to a storm that is extremely severe. And I don't think, as a reporter, I've ever seen winds this bad in Delaware before. We're live here in Rehoboth Beach. I'm Jeremy Tucker. Now back to you.
All right, Jeremy, let's get to a safe spot there.